Welcome to the Christian Success Show, the show that helps you achieve more success in every area of your life. I'm your host, Wes Young. Thank you for joining me today. The Christian Success Show is brought to you by Christian-Success.com. Visit Christian-Success.com to join the community and check out the special $7 deals designed to help you achieve big success in specific areas of your life. If you want personal help achieving more success, you can find out how to work with the top Christian life, success, and business coach and consultant at Christian-Success.com/coach. Now, let's get started with today's show. Today's show is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And this is about the book. It's a pretty famous book at this point. It's been out for many years. It's by Robert Kiyosaki. And it teaches a lot of different things, and the premise of the book is that growing up, he learned things from his dad, and then he had a friend who had a dad who was successful, owned businesses, things like that. And he called his dad the poor dad and his friend's dad the rich dad. And the book is talking about lessons he learned from each and how this has shaped what he's done the rest of his life. First time I read the book was probably over 10 years ago. I don't remember exactly when, and I didn't appreciate it very much at the time. And then I've reread it a couple times since then, and there's a lot of things in the book that I like. They're not all straightforward. Some of them you have to kind of read between the lines, and maybe the first time I read it, I wasn't ready, or I didn't know what I know now, and maybe that's why I appreciate it more now. So I don't agree with everything in the book. I don't even know if the story's true. I've read things, detractors say that this is not a true story, but it doesn't really matter if it's a true story or not. See, that's one of the things that a lot of people let stop them from getting useful things. It doesn't matter whether the story in the book is true or not. What matters is what you can learn from the book to help you achieve the things that you want to achieve. And even though the title of the book is Rich Dad, Poor Dad, this goes much farther and deeper than being rich or poor. You can use most of the things in this book, the important things, to help you with achieving success and things like that also. So, the most important thing in the book is the mindset. When you read this book and you take in the important things and the things that I agree with in it, which I'm going to cover on today's show, is it's all about your mindset and the way you think about things and the way you view things, whether it be money, financial, or success. And I've talked about mindset before. I've done at least one or two shows dealing with mindset. So if you're interested more about mindset and how it affects your success, look up the shows I've done on mindset. But that's the most important thing in the Rich Dad, Poor Dad book, is it helps you adjust your mindset to success. One of the main premises in the book is about building and or acquiring assets. Instead of working for money, working to build or acquire assets. I've also done a show about that, and that's an important point. If you're talking about financial things, financial success, riches, the rich tend to build or acquire assets while the poor work for money. There's a definite difference there. When you build or acquire an asset, it has the opportunity to pay you over time. You might do the work once to build the asset and then profit from it for a long time. Now, some assets require you to continue to work or put effort into them, but still, an asset is different than working for money. Another important point in the book is the rich usually make money work for them instead of working for money. No matter where you are right now, this goes to mindset. Even if you're working for someone else now, that means you're working to make someone else rich. They're paying you, but the odds are that they're benefiting more from your work than you're getting paid. And that's okay, because you have a choice to work there or to go out and start your own business and build it and grow an asset and maybe have other people work for you in the future. But even if that's where you're at right now, you need to start shifting your mindset and thinking about how you can stop working for money and start making money work for you. One of the simplest ways that money works for people is when they invest it. Invested in a CD or the stock market or bonds or things like that. And when you invest your money and receive interest on it, then the money's working for you and growing your capital. Some people invest money by starting a business, making an investment in their own business and trying to grow that into more money. Another key point in the book is make more than you spend. And the only way to do this is either to have a very high income job or be an entrepreneur, start your own business, things like I talk about quite often on this show. So that's the start. Make more money than you spend. Then, with the money you don't spend, you can start building and acquiring assets. Once again, goes back to the mindset. Reduce your expenses, make more than you spend, and then use the difference, the extra money, to build and or acquire assets. If you do this long enough, you eventually build and acquire enough assets where you don't have to work for someone else anymore. Another thing he points out in the book is the rich don't pay much in taxes. The game is rigged, and the rich understand how to avoid paying a lot of taxes through the tax code. They use accountants, whether it be real estate and the way they move money around or the way they invest in businesses. So the rich don't pay much in taxes. Make smart choices with your money. This is one of the most important points in the Rich Dad, Poor Dad book. Most people spend everything they make. No matter how much they make, they spend it all. Sometimes they spend even more than they make and go even deeper in debt. Make a smart choice. Figure out how to spend less than you're earning, and then build and acquire assets with the difference. Pay yourself first. When you start a business, whether it be a side business or a full-time business, the rich figure out how to pay themselves first. And this is how the mindset you need to get in. Kiyosaki's a real estate guy. He's really big in real estate, rentals, things like that. And from the outside, it appears that he's been very successful, and he's made a tremendous amount of money in real estate. I want to point out that real estate is one way to acquire assets, but it's not the only way. So if you read the Rich Dad, Poor Dad book, you might want to run out and start investing in real estate. And that's okay if you know what you're doing, but don't do it just because it works for him. There are plenty of other ways to build and acquire assets. You need to educate yourself. Learn some more. You need to have financial literacy. That's one of the reasons I mentioned that the rich don't pay much in taxes. I also mentioned that the rich make money work for them. They build and or acquire assets. You need to start educating yourself about all of these things and become financially literate so that you have the best chance of success. Another thing he talks about in the book that I talk about constantly is you've got to take action. One of his quotes in the book is one I really like. It says, "Action always beats inaction." I constantly talk about taking action, having a clear focus and vision on your goals, making a path, and then taking consistent action. Everything you want to accomplish requires action. Another thing he recommends in the book is instead of working to earn money, work to learn. If you're thinking about starting a business or a side business, maybe take a job in that industry to learn before you start the business. Kiyosaki is an excellent marketer. And the reason I bring this up, he sold a lot of books. His Rich Dad Poor Dad series is got a lot of books and it sells a lot of copies. But the reason I say he's an excellent marketer is you can learn just by watching him. He still does a lot of marketing. He markets his books. He does a lot of interviews. He's on a lot of shows about wealth. And you can learn things from watching him, from what he says, but you can also learn about marketing, about how he is marketing himself as the product and how he sells a lot of books and other things because of the way he markets. So that's what I've got out of Rich Dad Poor Dad. If you haven't read it, I do recommend reading it, but I also recommend that you read it for the things that I went over today about the mindset and building and acquiring assets and making money work for you. I want to sincerely thank you for joining me today. I know that you have plenty of options on how you spend your time, and it's an honor you're letting me help you achieve more success in your life. God bless you. Don't forget to check out the special $7 deals designed to help you achieve more success in specific areas of your life at Christian-success.com. If you want personal help achieving more success, you can find out how to work with the top Christian life, success, and business coach and consultant at Christian-success.com/coach. Have a blessed day.